Good morning, everyone. It's hump day. Yes, it's Wednesday. You see the two bar going across the screen. It says like, subscribe, comment below, and share this video. So, anywho, I am not going to do too much of an intro. I just want to get the housekeeping out of the way. Everything that I state is allegedly. It's always in my opinion and my opinion alone. This is the Copyright Act of 1976. This is for fair use, celebrity news, reality news. I have to laugh behind that because reality is crazy. But anywho, reality news reporting, teaching, and all that good jazz. Okay, within stating that, I'm here like everyone else to talk about Allison. Twitch, everybody knows Twitch. Want to say RIP to him. I want to just go ahead and get into it. I don't want to go through the backstory, but what I do want to say, I remember the day that it was all over the news and she was looking for him and they were looking and frantic, and I felt really really bad for her, um because it seemed like it was kind of out of the norm, because from the outside looking in he just seemed like a really happy go lucky jovial type of person. And every time I see him on Ellen or anything, I'm like, wow, he's really happy. But anywho, let's get into it. I don't want to go off a tangent. This is where everything is beginning. Where everything is beginning is with, let's see, yeah, everything is beginning right here with this. This is where everything starts. So, Allison Hoker, I think that's how she says her name. Anywho, this is her memoir, her book. She came out on People magazine discussing it. And for me, I just wanted to, like, get out of the bases. And I always try to put myself in other people's shoes, especially if it's something I've been through or something that I do have tangible knowledge of. So, within stating that, I just want to read a little bit what she had to say up here. She said, and this was about 15 weeks ago. Today, I am unveiling the cover of my upcoming book, This Far, my story of love, lost, and embracing the light. It's a chronicle of resilience, embracing change, and finding light even in the darkest corners of your lives. It's about my dance journey, my love story with Stephen, and the unforeseen grief that followed. I hope by sharing my story, I can bring some comfort to those who have also felt lost and are trying to navigate through it. The book is available. Well, I don't have to go through all of that. But anywho, let's stop sharing. So I was like, okay, I get where she's coming from. And I'm like, okay, I didn't think too much of it. So then here comes the People magazine, and I'm not going to read, I don't want to send a shout out to People magazine. I'm just going to read it to you guys. And the title says, when Stephen Twitch boss, widow Allison Hoker, was told he was unalive. I'm not going to use the other word. I raced down the hallways, squeaking. This is what Allison stated. Let's see. Allison Hoker lived every wife's nightmare in December 22nd when she learned her husband had been found unalive. After spending the day frantically, okay, we know about searching for him and everything. So I don't want to read that part, but following the unaliving by, you know, I can't say the word on YouTube, Schmeck Shy At 40 years old, Hoker, who became a single mom to daughters, she has a 16-year-old and a 5-year-old daughter, and a son is 8-year old, discovered he had been battling scary demons, including hidden things that you take when people are, and addictions and unresolving childhood traumas. So I'm wondering in that piece, she's saying childhood trauma. So did she know he was battling the childhood traumas? And what were the traumas? Were they so what was it so difficult that you couldn't tell it? Because for me, I'm in the house with my husband, and not to say that when you have kids and you have life and you're moving, but you do have to pay attention to your loved ones. And there are times, because my husband's very quiet, I do pay attention, and but I have this spirit of discernment too. I pick up on people's spirits, and I don't want to get into all of that. That's just my private thing. But anywho, let's see here. Let's see. I don't want to read that. Okay, Hoker details the devastating moments police arrived at her door to inform her boss had been unalive. Okay, so let me see. I just want to skip some through some of this stuff and get to okay, there was one thing of a note, Stephen's nightstand, a letter dated 2 weeks earlier in which he made a comment to wean himself off Mary Jane. But she put the other word, but I'm gonna say Mary Jane. Stephen had printed these words originally written in his notes apps and on his phone and signed his name to them. As soon as I was able, I filed a formal missing person report. I remember she did that. I implored the officers on duty to help me find my husband. He has to be hurt somewhere, I said. That was most likely the scenario to me. Um, and then she says the police had other theories. They asked if they had a fight, if they were there any amush in the home, if they had a history of adultery and things of that nature. But I'm not going to read any more because you guys, it's a must read. You want to read it. So I'm going to go ahead and go past that. But like I said, it's a must read. So it's other things in there. So if you guys, and I think it comes out Friday, the article comes out, but you guys can read when I put the link in the description box. So the next thing for me is that I wanted to share with you guys a picture that I came across, and this is to all mothers, not just black mothers, Spanish mothers. This is to all mothers, and this is a picture of him and his mom, and the mom has this on her page, and I just I feel like, oh my god, I feel so bad for her. I don't know what it's like to actually lose a child, but I do know what it's like to been very, very close to that point. Now, to say this, there has been rumblings, and I'm going to air quote and say allegedly, rumblings that Allison and his mom are not getting along. I don't see any pictures of her with the grandkids or anything. And then I'm also curious to know how the family feels about this memoir that she has written, and I'm quite sure, feelings are very high when unalivings happen. It doesn't matter how it happens. Feelings and emotions are on a, but I hope that everyone can come to a point where they can just see what's best for the kiddos, the kids. So I'm not sure. But Needless to say, I am going to go ahead and show you guys the next screen that I wanted to show you. And this is Twitch um talking and he's just talking, about his mom and some things. So I want you guys to take a listen, and here it goes.
Everybody, I'm partnering with Truist today to highlight how care has the power to change lives. Now, I've seen the power of care in my own life through the incredible relationship I have with my mom. My mom always let me know that there isn't anything I couldn't do, besides coming home after curfew. Sorry, mom. But when it came to dancing, I feel like I started a lot later than a lot of people do. So I always felt like I was playing a game of catch up. So my mom got me my first video camera so I could actually watch myself practice and critique myself and get better. And the way that she took notice of how serious I was about getting better and how dedicated I was to dance, it just made it the perfect gift. And as a matter of fact, that care that went into giving that gift made the Twitch that you know today. And everywhere that I dance and try to spread smiles and spread joy is a byproduct of that care. So I love you, Mom. Thank you. And y'all, the world needs more stories to inspire care. So make sure you share your story by using hashtag time for care.
Okay. I wanted to show you guys um his eyes. I wanted to stop it and it went too far. This here, and I'm not sure, a lot of people don't believe it, however you want. The eyes are really the center to the soul. And I wanted to, he was closer and I wanted to. He looks very tired. And a lot of times that could be because you're working a lot in different things. But there's a lot of times, and I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing. A lot of times, you can have things going on and no one knows. No one knows. And the wife doesn't know. If a person wants to hide something, they can hide it. You know, that's just the way it goes. If somebody truly, truly wants to hide something, there is nothing you can do to stop them. I, and I probably have to do another video on surviving, not my spouse now, my ex, but they're grown. It's hard to and sometimes you end up not even being the spouse, you end up being the caretaker, worrying, having the phone on, you almost get PTSD from being behind it. And I'm not stating that's the case with them, but a lot of times when you see people smiling all the time and they're so jovial and you think everything is good and you never see anything that's wrong. And I'm not just speaking of him, I'm speaking of her too. I'm just speaking of the persona that was put out. For me, my next question was, and I said it to myself, I was like, and I said it to myself back then. I was like, self, and self was like, hmm. And I was like, well, I wonder what Allison feels. You know, I mean, because hey, I don't know Ellen. I've heard some things. Allegedly, some things, the crew came out and said some things, and but on the outside looking in, all you see is a person come out dancing. I used to be like, man, she got the coolest job in the world. She get paid all this money. She's doing this and stuff. But money doesn't make you happy. So the only person knew what was really going on in his heart, his mind, and his soul is God. He could sit and tell his wife, but she could never feel what he was feeling. I don't know if she felt like she felt like it was heavier than that. I don't know. I mean, it's just a lot. I don't know, but that was my question. I really always wondered how Ellen was taking the situation. I'm quite sure she's, at that time when it happened, she was stunned. I was stunned. I don't even know him, and I was stunned because he just came off so cute. And I know I'm married, but he was, his dancing. He was so much. He was had so much life in him. So I don't know. But I just wanted to, bring that up. That was one of the things that I wanted to bring up. And so the next thing for me that I wanted to talk about, and I don't know how you guys are going to feel about this particular scenario, but put it in the comments. I don't know. I heard about it, but I was like, I have to see this with my own eyes. This is her. This is what his widow, Twitch's widow, and this was 6 weeks ago. And she says, grateful and happy. At Adam period Edmonds. No need to go over. His page is private. I've already went to save you the time because I was trying to be nosy. And I was strolling along and I was like, I want to just see what some people have to say. And this one particular person was like, I was a widow at 44. You don't plan things. Life happens. Until you are in our shoes, you have no place to judge. It's very lonely when you have your soulmate for however long and then bam, you're alone. If you're lucky to find love ever in your life, never mind a second time, run. I'm happy again. And with my kids, see me smiling every day instead of crying. It makes all the difference. Happy for her. My sentiments exactly, for that as well. Now I'm not the one to tell someone how quick to move on, how quick to do anything. And I was thinking to myself, Self said, And Self said, well, how long has it been since Twitch been gone? And so I looked it up, December the 13th, 2022. So the December the 13th, 2024 just passed, makes 2 years. Okay, I'm not saying that she is allegedly glad or whatever. I don't know. Everyone handles grief differently. She looks happy. He looks happy. I would assume and hope that she would have made sure her children are in a good place and a great headspace before bringing someone new in, and all they have known is their dad. This is just me. I'm not bashing her, shaming her, or anything because everybody has to live their own life, and most definitely you want her to be happy because if she's unhappy and crying, the kids are not going to be stable. So those are just questions. Now for me, I'm gonna go ahead and remove this off the screen. For me, my biggest thing now is when you did this tell all this memoir and you're talking about your life, his, you know, unaliving and different things of that nature. I'm going to get the book because I want to read it because I want to know if you were thoughtful in your process to his family, to his mother. I understand that he was your husband, but you also have to understand that he's someone's child. He's someone's, son. He's someone's brother. I'm not sure if he had sister, but he's someone's nephew, cousin. He has a family that has known him far longer than you have and will grieve him, and you will grieve him forever as well. I don't know how long it takes for you to grieve. I don't know if you already was mentally and physically separated in your mind. I don't know if you guys were going through things because if he for I don't know how many weeks. I mean, I'm hoping in the book you'll say when you began to see distance or you guys were disconnecting. Because if you say in the book that you did not see anything, that's a problem. If you say in the book that you did not see anything, no changes, a person who's dancing all the time, y'all are always dancing. I've seen you guys dancing all the time to not to like Nothing. So I hope you're not saying the first day he disappeared and you couldn't find him, that was your first inkling. And if so, that's your truth. That would lead me to believe what was going on in that household. What was going on in that household? I'm hoping you didn't put anything disparaging in the book about him because, if I was his mother, because I have sons, if I was his mother, I would have to come out and I wouldn't bash you, but anything that was possibly in there that I feel wasn't factual, allegedly, I would come out and make sure that everything is said. And the last thing I could say to you, Allison, from mother to mother, wife to wife, I'm hoping that you have a solid handle on your children and their mental, because some things are hereditary. Not stating that any one of those babies will have any of that, but for me, if things run like that in the family. Um, I don't know. You said you had childhood traumas as well. I would hope that you put that in the book as well. So I'm going to read the book. I'm going to see if the book is already out. If it is, I will purchase it and I will begin to read the book. We may have a reading book club. It depends on how many pages. So when I get the book, I'll, do a poll and see what y'all want to do. And if y'all want me to read it, I'll read it to you guys, but it won't be all at once. So I want to go ahead and say to until next time, you guys tell me what your comments are, what your thoughts. Do you think she's wrong for putting this memoir out after 2 years? How do you feel about her dating someone? From what I can see, they went on trips together with the kids. Um, Allegedly, I don't know if that was a trip, the picture that I seen. So for me, you guys tell me, what do you think about the process? Everyone grieves differently, but I know that picture that I showed you guys was 6 weeks ago. And it hasn't, so that was before his death. I mean, God, I'm sorry. Sorry. Before his unalive date of December the 13th. So yeah. So I don't know. I'm a little lost for words with this situation because I want to be mindful because there are children involved, a mom involved. There are people who love him, love her. So I just want to be, thoughtful. I don't want to get upset yet. Because I want to read her book and I want to hear what she has to say. I'm hoping that when I don't know what to say, I say a lot. I'm hoping that this is not something for money. I'm just hoping that if this is something to help cleanse her spirit and her soul, to help her move on, sometimes people need to release in different ways. So if this is something that she's doing to release to help someone else, of course she wants to make a sale on her book. But going to people, I'm not sure if they paid her for her story allegedly, but we'll see. But until next time, I want to say hit that like button. It doesn't cost you anything. Share, comment below. And if you're not a subscriber, let's subscribe. It's free. And turn on that notification bell. If you don't know how to subscribe, in the right corner down below, you will see a red block that says subscribe. It's clickable. You can click on that and you subscribe. But anywho, until next time, guys, from Dear Ree, peace and soul. Mwah. Love you guys. Have a great hump day.